Good morning and welcome to the winter season outlook for 2024-2025 for the Northern Rockies. My name is Brian Conlon. I'm a meteorologist here in Missoula, Montana. A couple of admin things. We're going to try something new this year. We're going to try to, a season outlook is just an average of what to expect. It can't tell you when it's going to snow, when it's going to be cold. So we're going to try once a month around the 15th of the month to give you an outlook for the next 3 to 4 weeks. That way we can better pin down, hey, we're looking at the potential for a couple of Arctics or maybe a train of Pacific storms. They're going to add to the basin's snowpack. So we think that'll work better. The other thing, I'm going to go pretty quick. If you need to pause to look at specific numbers, feel free. And then the final thing, just remember when we're talking averages, we're not talking every day. We're talking a 3 to 5 month period that gets averaged out. All right, let's get started. We are expecting a weak La Nina for the 2024-2025 season. This is a seasonal forecast. It is just going to give you the average of what we expect. It cannot tell you when it's going to be cold or when it's going to snow. If I say the words heart of winter, I'm talking December, January, February. And if I'm just saying seasonal forecast, I'm talking through March. A weak La Nina is expected to develop in the next month or two, 65% probability. Okay, that means there's a 35% chance that the La Nina does not develop at all. We also expect that once that La Nina does develop, because we do have confidence it will continue through the winter at 70 to 75% probability. Last winter was not a La Nina, it was an El Nino. We can remember it was very much warmer than normal, low snowpack, and at times there was just no snow at all. What can we have high confidence in for the Northern Rockies this winter? Mountain snowpack at or above normal. Each one of these things I'm talking about, I'm going to show graphs to back up what I'm saying based off of past La Ninas, okay? Valley snowfall above normal. More frequent storm systems compared to last year. Valley temperatures below normal. And a few more Arctic systems than would be normal. More frequent temperatures below normal compared to the last strong El Nino. This is a graphic showing the typical La Nina. Expect high pressure, not every day, but averaged over the season to be in that Gulf of Alaska. The jet stream rides up and over it and creates northwest flow. If you've read any of our forecast discussions, northwest flow is very good for valley snowfall. Now, mountain snowfall can come from the northwest and even from the southwest direction. It can be quite wet, creating a lot of snowfall, but that typically shadows out the valleys, and that's when the valleys aren't going to get as much snow, and it's usually warmer. So we need this northwest flow pattern through a lot of the winter to get that cooler, wetter, snowier winter. Additionally, the southern tier is typically drier than normal and warmer than normal, and the northern tier is wetter and cooler than normal. And the CPC, the Climate Prediction Center, backs that up with their January-February outlook, December, January, February outlook. They're saying wetter than normal along the northern tier, or at least normal, and then good chance for drier than normal along the southern tier. Temperatures very similar, cooler than normal along the northern tier, and then warmer than normal along the southern tier into the northeast. All right, so what kind of impacts should western Montana and north central Idaho expect? Well, this is a daily min temperature versus the daily normals. All right, so this line here is what the temperature should normally be, and this was what actually happened last year during the strong El Nino. Almost the entire season we were above normal temperatures. Here was that January Arctic outbreak where it got really cold for almost 10 days. This was our last weak La Nina, 2016-2017. Big difference. Almost the entire winter was below normal. It was only a couple times where it was above normal. And here's that 0 degree line. So all these temperatures are actual temperatures below zero. So there were a couple of events, 4 events to be specific, where temperatures dropped below zero, meaning we had multiple Arctic systems. Daily snowfall, this is from Missoula. This is that strong El Nino last year. Not many events and not a lot of snowfall. It was well below average snow. Now compare that to the last week La Nina. You're looking at multiple snowfall events during that season. And here's a tidbit for you. Missoula, 95% of the time, our snow events total 1 inch or less of snow. So when it does snow, it doesn't snow a lot, but look at this season, how often we were above 1 inch and multiple inches above that 1 inch, okay? So we can expect above average snowfall for the valleys. This is basin-wide, this is the average for all of western Montana snowfall. Based off of La Nina years or weak La Nina years. You can see they're almost always above average. There was only one season during this period where there was below average snowfall for a weak La Nina. These are individual cities. This average rate here is all winters. So this is how much snow you can expect December, January, and February for all winters. And then this total up here is how much the average week La Nina gave. And look at this. That's almost a foot. That's actually more than a foot extra snow. 16 inches extra for Kalispell, 11 inches for Butte, double the normal for Orofino, and the trend continues for Salmon. So the core months really can have a lot more than normal snowfall. That doesn't mean it's going to actually happen. It's just saying there's a high probability it will. Temperature departures. So this 0 is not 0 degrees Fahrenheit. This is what we would say is the 3 months averaged out, the average temperature. And almost everywhere, the average week La Nina was below normal temperatures. These are individual week La Nina events for 3 cities in western Montana. And they're almost always above average snowfall. And for Missoula, the 2 that weren't were pretty darn close to normal. Kalispell, all above normal except for 1, and Butte, very similar story. Central Idaho, once again, weak La Ninas almost always produce above average snowfall. Temperatures, once again, this is the average over those 3 months. Almost always for Missoula, it's below average. There was one season that was above average for a weak La Nina. Kalispell, very similar, almost always. And we're talking really cooler than normal. Butte, very similar story. Central Idaho, similar story. It is not often above average temperature. And when it is, it's only a couple of tenths of degrees above. All right. I just wanted to go through that real quick. We want to focus in on those 1 month periods because the season average is just that. It's the average. We want to be able to tell you when it's going to get cold, when it's going to snow, and well, you know what? At times, it's just not going to be cold and it's not going to snow. And that's going to be the purpose of those 1 month updates. Now, here's some other resources for you. If you want to see the Climate Prediction Center's winter outlook for the 2024-2025, this is the link to that outlook. The Climate Prediction Center also puts out 1 to 2 week outlooks. This is the address where you can find those outlooks. They also do monthly and seasonal forecasts updated on the 1st and the 15th of the month, and here is the address for that. Now the Enzo blog, if you want to follow the evolution of this La Nina or the potential that it does not even get into a La Nina, here's the Enzo blog so you can follow that. And that comes out once a month. For Missoula, our forecast is here at weather.gov/Missoula. Our YouTube channel, we put out 2 forecasts a week, Thursday and Sunday. That's typically only 3 to 4 day outlook. Or if there's really not that much going on, we'll go out to about 7 to 10 days. You can also follow us on Facebook, and we'll typically put out a slide showing the biggest impacts coming up in the next few days. If you have any questions based on this outlook, you can speak to a meteorologist at any time, 24/7 at 406-329-4840, option number 1. I hope everyone has a wonderful winter, and let's hope that the snowpack does a lot better this year. Take care.